I worked in an insurance company when I was living in New York. The company was started out actually by a pharmacist,
Mhm.
and he told me before there was even a doctor, most of them were actually chemists. They weren't called doctors. As a matter of fact, if people needed surgery back in the day, actually you needed to go to a butcher because they're the only ones that actually had the skill. But now, when you're talking about life science, it's actually bringing things that, were supposed to be like fundamental, but something that
Yeah.
we forgot about.
When you speak about the fundamentals, that's why we go back to systems biology and biochemistry. When you start to understand the sciences that are required for a doctor to take up to become a doctor, the main focus is really to go through, at least in broad strokes, John, you go through biology,
Mm-hmm.
and then from studying a specific organ and being specialized in a specific organ, we look at the pathology, and then we look at the pharmacology. But that path basically develops a disease management practitioner, and hence we've defined that to be a doctor.
Yes.
Okay,
So
someone
the
who
focus
is,
here is that let's manage the disease.
yes.
Let's not manage what actually happens around the person.
Well, mostly because of urgency, right? So because
It's an
generally
industry.
people who are healthy, yeah, people who are healthy wouldn't necessarily seek out a doctor. Hence, born from need and demand, people who would be sick are the ones who seek a doctor. Hence, the doctor's practice revolving around the sick. As we look at how things have evolved and more people dying prematurely because of non-communicable disease, and by definition, a non-communicable disease
Mm,
is a lifestyle disease,
okay.
then we start to realize that people are dying from diseases that are self-inflicted. These are self-inflicted diseases, whether consciously or unconsciously, because these are diseases that we contract because of decisions we make. In life science, we'd like to be able to bring back
Bring.
the essence of being a doctor,
I get you.
wherein we get to teach people on how to best live their lives according to their own genetic makeup and lifestyle so that they get to optimize their health.
So, what were your key successes in life science so far, and what are you now doing as a provider of functional medicine service?
If you talk about key successes, I'd say that what I'm most proud of is really our ability to reverse disease conditions in our patients.
Mhm.
And I'm talking about reversal of diabetic patients or patients with cardiovascular disease, being able to fully reverse autoimmune conditions, which in most cases in the hospital setting, what doctors would say is that it's non-reversible. And this, all of this is really born from a very stringent process that we do in functional medicine.
What you said that really struck me is about doing medicine in the perspective of a patient. You
I
started
did,
out
yeah.
as non-doctors or non-medical practitioners. Where are you going with it right now?
Well, pre-COVID, we were able to host the first functional medicine conference in Southeast Asia, and we had 257 practitioners from 17 countries come to the Philippines. So it is a huge movement, and we are very determined to be able to propagate this philosophy. In functional medicine, we really believe in putting the patients at the helm of their own
Uh-huh.
health. So they have to be the ones to take the lead and use the medical team. So we have a collaborative care team composed of a doctor, a nurse, and a nutritionist dietitian, or sometimes even a health coach, to be
Uh-huh.
able to just facilitate the projectization, so to speak, of
Uh-huh.
how to address a patient's health issue or to be able to achieve their health goal.
Back in 2012, I was a field economist. Sometimes I'd put in a good 24 days, no breaks. And I must have been putting at least 18 hours a day at work, because when you were like a management consultant or as an economist, that almost kind of gives you like a badge of honor. But you know what happened after that? I went to take a stress test and I failed. My cholesterol was really high. My blood pressure was also high, and I wasn't even overweight. So the first thing that the doctor did was, actually put me on statins. And when he put me on statins, and I tried getting my health back on, I tried biking again. Man, I'm sorry to say it, I just really felt like crap. Maybe I should just get off the statins, right? And so I did, and exercised a little bit more, just like punched through that membrane, and I felt a lot better. So where was the mistake made there?
Very tricky question.